This episode of the Kind of Funny Gamescast is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Guys, you don't need to choose between price and quality to get an amazing and affordable shave. DollarShaveClub.com is the answer. To prove how amazing their shave really is, right now they're going to give you your first month free to join the club. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors right to your door for a third of the price of what the greedy razor corporations charge. Join the club just like I did earlier and stop dealing with the drugstore hassle and battle locked up Razor Fortress ever again. I've been using them. I've been liking them. They've been keeping me clean for packs. Just go to Dollar Shave Club and pick a razor from their lineup of amazing blades. I have tried the executive blade with their Dr. Carver's shave butter. The blade just gently glides for the smoothest shave ever. See why over 3 million members like me love Dollar Shave Club. They're so confident in the quality of all their products that now you can get your first month of the club for free. Just pay the shipping. After that, it's just a few bucks a month. No long-term commitment. So, if you're one of those people that are scared like Nick, it's okay. No hidden fees. Go to dollarshaveclub.com/gamescast. That's dollarshaveclub.com/gamescast. What's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode 85 of the Kind of Funny Gamescast. As always, I'm Tim Gettys, joined by the coolest dudes in video games.
One of them, at least.
Nick Scarpino and Greg Miller.
Hi.
Colin Moriarty is out there doing fantasy football stuff. But we're recording this in a weird-ass, out of order, out of sync thing. So we've done topic 2, 3, and 4, which you will see shortly.
It sounded great.
We're recording topic 1 now because I wanted to bring Nick Scarpino, the producer / seducer, on.
Yes, sir.
To talk about Deus Ex, Mankind Divided.
Yes.
I'm pretty excited about it. Before we get to that, Nick, I got to do the whole rigmarole.
Oh, I apologize.
This is the Kind of Funny Gamescast. The first what?
Segment. I forgot.
It is the first segment. Yes.
That's why you're introing the show right now. Makes sense.
You ever hear him intro the show before?
No.
Yeah,
I don't listen to this show.
Just black it out. Start thinking about what I'm going to say.
This is the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Each and every week we get together to talk about video games and all the things we love about video games and NeoGAF threads and forum discussions and Facebook posts and press conferences, of which there was a whole bunch today. As of the time of recording this, the PlayStation, the amazing PlayStation conference occurred.
PlayStation meeting 2016.
PlayStation
Never forget.
2016.
PlayStation 4 Pro.
Didn't even have a hype video to start it off. They didn't even care. Like, fuck it. Fuck it.
It was a meeting. It was a very serious business meeting.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, what do business meetings have? No fun? Perfect. That's what we want.
Nailed it. Demos. But their tech demos, God, that reminded me of like the Duck. Remember the Duck?
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation
Super
3 Duck?
Rub-a-dub. Pwn. Yeah, Super Rub-a-dub, the game, yeah.
That was the thing.
The only thing I saw from it really was like I tuned in for like the Mass Effect demo.
Mass Effect looked good.
It looked really good.
It
And then when it
looked
got
really
exciting, they stopped it.
Yeah.
They're like, things are about to explode. And then they're like, cool, that's it. That's all you get.
Captured that in
But it looks
2017.
Literally stunning. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I differ to you guys on this.
looks amazing.
Do I need a PlayStation Pro? Do we all have to upgrade
You
now?
do not.
No,
Out of
no,
all
no,
people,
no,
you
no,
don't.
no.
You have your
When-
beautiful TV.
You have a PlayStation 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all set.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I want to float real quick, because I didn't bring this up in the live stream because I was falling asleep. And I might have already, while we've been doing this, maybe it's been confirmed, denied one way or the other. Mm-hmm. It sounded like the guy in Mass Effect was Nolan North. Playing a little bit younger and a little bit less Nathan Drakey. Could be 100% wrong. The only reason I bring it up is because if you remember, while they were doing Uncharted 4, there was an article that was like from Variety, I want to say, maybe somebody else, but it was a long-form profile on Nolan North talking about his career and what he is. And he told the interviewer, and I just got a call, and I thought he said Warner Brothers. Got a call from Warner Brothers, and that's going to be the next decade of my life. And everybody was like, what does that mean? And there's all this speculation about what it was. And then nothing. No one ever really talked about it again. I don't think it's been revealed what it would have been. But then when I heard him today, what I thought was him today, because we're listening off speakers off the thing. Maybe I'm totally wrong and it's not him at all.
We have a 50-50 shot.
Yeah.
It's either him or Troy.
Well, it wasn't Troy. I have a pretty good ear for everybody. I'm like, that sounds like a Nolan, and that would make sense for if they're doing another trilogy of BioWare. But then that doesn't make sense for why he would have said Warner Brothers. Because they were all thinking it was a Superman game. That's why I remember this.
If you want to get the show early, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, throw some dollars, get a whole bunch of goodies. You know how that works. If you don't, you can go to youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, get a little free trial, a free little demo, free to play, free to watch. It's free. It's just free.
Free to love?
You can enjoy it. Free to love.
To love.
We ain't letting none of that YouTube censorship get in our way. fuck you. I can say whatever I want. Is that damn right, Kevin?
Kevin, can I get a report on that?
YouTube and your censorship.
Well, don't say
Show it
fuck
for
YouTube. I mean, come on.
Yeah, fuck
Maybe
you,
it's just
YouTube.
misunderstood what they meant. You know, you didn't think about that, did you?
That's
Maybe
pretty
they
clear.
just misunderstood what's going on. It's,
Yeah,
it's like the
fuck
Fine
'em.
Brothers. Maybe it was just a misunderstanding.
No, all jokes aside, definitely go check out Freddie Wong's article on Medium that he wrote about like really detailing the whole YouTube censorship thing. We haven't got into it on any of the shows. And I don't think we even need to.
No,
I don't
'cause
think
it's
that
gonna be
we.
fine. It's gonna fix it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything we could add to this discussion because
I can add one thing.
What,
Freddie
Greg?
Wong is my pickle bro, and I'm upset that you didn't introduce him as such. What up, pickle bro?
It's a weird thing to do, weird thing to say.
I don't know what that means.
It means we both like pickles a lot, and we ate pickles a lot in Austin.
Remember that time you made me do a pickle chaser for after a shot?
Pickleback.
I almost threw up.
If anybody wants some fun tonight and is of legal age, or mom and dad are at the ball, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Where do parents go? I don't fucking know. No. Next time you're at a bar, ask for a shot of Jameson with a pickleback. It sounds gross, and it's delicious
And it
and
tastes
amazing.
gross.
It's
Don't do
delicious and
that.
amazing.
It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
You know what my topic is for Game Over Greggy tomorrow? Then picklebacks.
You gonna make us do picklebacks? Is that
Yeah.
what you want to do?
Yeah.
The paint can was actually pretty good.
Paint
so
can
I'll
was
trust you
amazing.
on
Picklebacks
this.
are amazing.
But the pickleback was.
What'd you say over there, Kev?
So could we do paint can right?
Can we do
Right.
paint can right?
Yeah, where
Did
you
we
guys
not do
actually
it
drink.
correct?
No, you
No,
guys didn't drink
we
it all.
nailed paint can.
No, you guys didn't drink it all.
We had
We
shit
didn't
to
drink
do
it all.
that
Yeah,
day.
we had things
Fingers
to
in
go.
the can. Drink it. That's what
Sure.
I'm saying. Let's do it right now. Not right now.
Right now.
I'm saying picklebacks on Game Over Greggy show
All right,
tomorrow.
Kevin. So Nick,
Yes.
we're having you on because the one game a year that you play through
Yeah. Has happened. It's come and gone.
Deus Ex Mankind Divided
Yes.
has happened. You've played it.
I have.
You've played it a whole bunch.
Yeah.
You've talked about it a lot. Greg,
Yeah.
you did multiple Let's Plays and streams.
I've done Let's Plays, I've done streams, I've done panels over many PAXs. Have I been saying it wrong all the time? I say Deus Ex, and you're saying Deus Ex?
I used to say Deus Ex.
Really?
I said Deus. Yeah, Deus Ex. Deus. Is it Deus?
It might
I
be
don't know.
Deus.
Deus?
Like
Deus
Amadeus?
Ex?
Is it
Deus
short
Ex,
for Amadeus?
Deus Ex.
It's definitely not Deus Ex.
Yeah, that we know for sure.
I thought forever it was Deus Ex. And you're a fucking liar if you didn't think it was Deus Ex.
It's true. When you
I thought
first
it
saw
was
that,
Deus
you
Ex.
know.
For the longest time, I
Thanks,
thought it was
Dad.
just short for Deus Ex
Thanks.
Machina, and then Greg told me that was a
Deus.
game and an indie film that was squashed together.
Say it the way you're saying it again.
Deus
Deus.
Ex.
Deus.
It might be Deus Ex. I don't
Deus
know.
Ex.
Deus, I mean, now you say it, and like he says it, and he knows a whole bunch of random facts. It could be
Do you
Deus.
say Deus?
Is there anyone that we can like
Deus.
figure this out?
Yeah, I'm
call
on
it
I mean, I'm
it.
sure we
Get
have
on
friends
it.
that work on the game.
Get on it. Anyways, well, Greg's doing that.
Yeah.
I want kind of to do a review discussion of this
Sure,
game. You know
sure,
how
sure.
we do. I don't know if you knew this, Nick, but we do
Yes.
reviews over here.
Yeah, no,
on
I've heard it
Funny
every once in a while.
I want to
Do a
know,
little
should people
reactions.
play this? What do you think about it? How does it compare to Human Revolution that came out last generation? Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, so I think it's a definitely worth playing. I enjoyed it a lot, and a lot more than I thought I was going to, given that my first couple Let's Plays or experiences with it looked somewhat like a child trying to hunt a boar. It was just, I got slaughtered every single time. But what you got to remember...
Say it your way.
Deus.
Deus.
Like,
Deus or Deus.
right.
Okay.
Like D-A-Y
It's more like not
space
Deus, it's Deus.
U-S-E.
Oos.
Or,
Deus or Deus.
right.
Oos. Not
Like
use.
goose. Spell goose for me.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good.
Deus, goose.
Deus.
No, I really enjoyed it. I had a great time playing it. And I actually kind of want to go back and do a couple more Let's Plays now that I remembered and kind of trained myself to play the game, because it's very different. It relies largely on stealth, which, as you know, is not my forte. Stealth and me don't necessarily mix. So I played this the same way I had to play Human Revolution, which is the first 5 hours of the game for me were just torture, until I leveled up my augmentations enough to the point and found the correct weapons and kind of leveled those up as well, to the point where I could just take out anything that came into my way. And then you just start to feel like a god, and it's super fun. But that's kind of one of the reasons why I like the game is, you get the opportunity to go about things multiple ways, right? You can take all the enemies head on if you want, bottleneck them and take them out one by one, and you're gonna go down in life. You're gonna waste a lot of your resources, but ultimately you're gonna regain those back when you pillage their bodies for spoils. Or you can sneak around them, or you can go above. There's all sorts of different ways you can go about things, and I love that freedom in this game. It's one of the reasons why I was drawn to Human Revolution originally, just because I like the style of it, and I was like, oh, I want to kind of every once in a while I'll jump into a game that I know I'm going to be in for like 10 to 20 hours. Largely, I usually play games that are about 4 to 5 hours because I have the attention span of like a gnat. But every once in a while I throw myself into these, which is funny because Greg even commented when I first started playing Let's Play, it's like, this is the strangest game for you to play because it takes a lot of attention. There's a lot of things you have to go through to actually get the story correct. You have to go through all the emails and all the pocket secretaries and all these, everything you can find in the world adds to this grand story that they're telling. I think Greg was correct in assuming that would completely just baffle me, and that I would lose attention.
It was always such an interesting. You play like maybe, and it's not joking, like an insult. You play like you play like 3 or 4 meaty games a year, right? Like last year it was Metal Gear, Axiom Verge. You like spent hours and hours with these things.
Arkham
Knight. So when you were like, oh man, yeah, I loved Human Revolution. I was like, really? Like, I would never in a million years pegged you as like the Deus Ex guy. And Square is confirming Deus. Not Deus. Deus.
Deus Ex. Okay, guys.
Because I was like, man, that seems like something someone would have corrected me on the 30 Deus Ex panels I've done over the last 3 years.
Makes sense. So we will say that from now on. Let's all say it together.
Deus.
There you go.
He's the only one saying it weird. You were right. You were right there.
I'm more on the Tim front. Deus.
I just wanted to. We could have thrown him under the bus, but you want to stand up for your little boyfriend, of course. Love and sex stuff every Monday.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think to answer your original question, I think it holds up very well. Obviously, I think it's a fitting sequel, or I guess it's the third or fourth?
Still a sequel.
Yeah, I guess it's a sequel to the series. So I liked it a lot. It's gorgeous. The game design is great. I'm still, I'm going back and doing a new game plus right now. I'm just still floating around Prague, which is where you're primarily centered. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like the hub area where you can go and all the vendors are there and all the side quests are predominantly held, or played out in Prague, and then you go to other cooler areas like London and some other stuff. To do the actual bigger story missions. But I'm going back now because I'm tanked up like a motherfucker. Like, I'm just like all my guns are leveled up, all my AUGs are leveled up.
You had that great tweet the other day where you're like, I'm going to do my let's play, my stealth playthrough, and it was all these fucking guns and grenades.
Yeah, I mean, as try as I have, I just don't have the patience for stealth. And when you have every gun in the game and it is tremendously powerful, it's like a fucking drug, man. You're just looking at that guy over there and you're like, why am I sneaking around you? Why am I afraid of you?
You should be afraid of me.
You should be afraid of me, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you why. Yeah, exactly.
Robot dick punch.
Yeah, Goo, leveled up dick punch. No, but it's super fun. I like it a lot. And anyone that's the fan of the series, obviously, you've probably played it already. If you haven't, get off your ass and go play it. It's really fun.
But I'm sorry. I know Colin and I got turned off to Human Revolution based on controls. I jumped in. The battery thing was weird for me. In the Let's Plays we had done here on Kind of Funny,
right?
I didn't feel like I was that limited. And granted, I was playing a little bit further in your save. Did they address that, in your opinion?
Well, the controls are completely different.
Okay.
So you can actually, right when it starts, it asks you if you want to do the new control scheme or the Human Revolution control scheme.
Okay.
And pick the new one. It's much better. Largely because I think, if I remember correctly, in Human Revolution, you had to click in one of the sticks to aim, and that was the worst. Now, it takes a little getting used to, and that's one of my only gripes about the actual control scheme is that to cover, you have to click in the stick, which when you're in a firefight, inevitably you end up vaulting over shit for the first 3 hours of the game and getting your head shot off.
Sure.
Because you have to just kind of settle down, breathe, and get through it because every single thing is everything the controller does is a vital component to your survival in the game, as opposed to a normal first person like Doom, for instance, where you're like, I don't have to really worry about the trigger. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Everything else take care of itself. But I liked it a lot. I'm gonna go back and play more of it, I think, tonight, and probably I'm losing steam on it pretty quickly though because I have beat it. And again, it's another one of those games where your choices actually do matter in it, and I learned that the hard way. I don't want to get. Are we spoiling anything? I don't know how far.
No,
we
try
are.
not to.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. So
did you get a good ending?
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah, I got an okay ending.
Okay.
There's a lot of things you could do if you do correctly. You can really have a good impact on the overall story and the overall world, what's happening in the world. And I did not do those things correctly.
Gotcha.
And so the world that my Adam Jensen is living in is probably a lot darker, than it should be. A lot of his.
How was the story this time around?
It was cool. It was a little for me. It's hard to follow the story. It's the same with Human Revolution, right? And that's my only other gripe with the game is that the story is so intricate and it's told over so many different cutscenes and so many different emails and so many different conversations that you kind of happen to walk by that it's harder for me to follow. There's a lot of enemies in the game that you don't really see. There's a lot of it's sort of. a lot of the game is based on that sort of conspiracy notion that there's this bigger organization out there that's trying to pull the strings, and you're just a puppet, and you're trying to figure out who you're really working for, who's working against you. To put it in context, at the very, very beginning, you get a cutscene with this sort of Illuminati group that is doing something nefarious. I'm not going to spoil what. But you really have to pay attention to that.
Gotcha.
Because I didn't the first time, and I was like, I don't really know what's going on. And then on my New Game Plus, I came back actually with having the full context of how the story was going to unfold, and I'm like, oh shit, this is the setup for the entire story. I get that, but they introduced, I shit you not, 5 different groups, 20 different characters. You never really see these guys again until maybe like, I don't know, 6-7 hours into the game, so you can't really remember what's going on. And then you are set up as working for one organization, and you're a sleeper in another organization trying to get to a third organization that may or may not be a good organization, because they might be a puppet of another organization that might be tied to this Illuminati group. So it's a very intricate. There's a lot of stuff that happens, and the reason why they set it up that way, obviously, is because they want you to have a nice, 10 to 12 hour long game with side missions and things like that you're actually invested in. But the actual story itself, I feel like, could have been told in a slightly more concise way, and that's, again, just for me, because, again, I have the attention span of a 3-year-old. I like the idea of the 3-hour story that plays out over 5 hours, not the 2-hour story or 3-hour story that plays over 20 hours, because I feel like I just got lost at a certain point, and I'm like, who am I supposed to kill? Oh, there's no repercussions really for killing anyone. Everyone's going down. And then at the end, I'm like, oh, there were repercussions for killing people. I made a mistake.
Have you played the original?
No,
Deus
I
Ex
jumped in.
games?
The first Deus Ex that I played was Human Revolution, and I played it on a whim. I mean, again, I think I liked Never Judge a Book by its cover, but Brennan loaned it to me, and I was like, that's really cool cover art. I'm going to play this game. And I just got hella into it for no reason.
So I'm just going to go out on a limb and assume that you don't remember Mankind Divided or Human Revolution that much.
I don't think I beat Human Revolution either. So I think I played probably about 80% of it, but I don't remember ever actually beating that game.
So you kind of answered the question I was about to ask, but do you think you needed to have played that one to enjoy this one? From a story or
yes,
gameplay
if you want the
standpoint?
full story, yes, because it picks up right after, some crazy shit goes down and explains exactly why the world is the way it is. The world starts. Well, I don't want to spoil too much of it for you guys, but yeah, I would go back and play the first one, and it's fun. But it's a radically different game, and I think this one plays a little bit better. And you put it in context, I think this one, they do a lot of interesting things where if you find certain elements in the game or you complete certain missions the right way, you actually bypass some really hard parts, which is really, really cool. But if you remember correctly, one of the biggest gripes people had of Human Revolution, myself included, was the fucking 2 hours in or even an hour in, you face a boss that's impossible. And that's the first boss. And every boss after that is roughly as hard. In this one, depending on how you play, you might not get a boss battle. It's crazy.
That's cool.
And so stuff like that's really, really cool where, I'm going to be honest with you, I use the guide probably about 20% of the time. I'd log on and just kind of make sure I didn't, because I wasn't sure I wanted to do another game after this. And I'm glad I did, because a lot of those other things I would never have even thought with my style of play, I would never have happened upon them. A lot of them literally, you have to sneak up on people and listen to their conversations and they'll be like, oh, this thing's hidden over here. Oh, great. And obviously you don't, it's not timing wise. It's triggered by you going up to them.
Yeah.
But if that person has a giant fucking hole in their head because you just put a shotgun to their mouth,
That's
like
trouble.
Uncle
You
Nick
can't
did.
hear.
Yeah, he can't. He's not talking anymore. So, but it's fun. I mean, again, that's good. But that's not. That is a way of playing the game, and it's super gratifying to me because I get to a point where I'm like, okay, my strategy is to figure out where everyone is in the world, and instead of sneak around them, figure out what the best bottleneck point is, and then bring them on and take them out one by one.
Yeah.
And it works, and you can beat the game that way if you want. But I'm telling you right now, probably employing stealth, better idea, just for your overall ending.
So Breach Mode, you guys did a stream of that. What is it?
Well, that's an important thing we should have done at the beginning, but I just want to put it out here for full transparency. That Deus Ex Mankind Divided sponsored our studio launch.
They did.
And also Square sent us to so many PAXs and we do their panels and stuff. This is not part of the sponsorship, just a heads up. If Nick hated the game, he could tell you he hated the game and it wouldn't be a big deal. We haven't even played the game. Probably never will.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played Breach Mode on the stream or whatever.
Yeah.
And Breach Mode is like Metal Gear Solid VR missions.
Oh, cool.
Where it's like
Okay.
you're going in, I forget the story based around it. Like you're not Jensen, you're a hacker or whatever, but you hack by going in and doing things. So you're running around using the mechanics of it, but dodging, like VR cameras and VR enemies and knocking them out and getting data and getting out before a certain time kind of thing.
And
like time trial.
And that style of level, actually, I mean, it's not kind of a spoiler, but it pops back up in the game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
is actually a really cool moment in the game. I won't spoil it for you guys, but it works in organically into the story, which I actually thought was really cool. Having played Breach Mode, going in and seeing that level, I'm like, oh, this is dope.
You remember this?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
So there's DLC coming up, of which we will be as part of that sponsorship. We'll be doing a stream where you play
Fun.
through the DLC.
I'll be
for
a
that.
lot better at it this time.
Are you excited about that?
Oh god, yes. Yeah, I mean, again, this is the first game I've ever actually gone back and done and played again.
You didn't play Arkham Knight again?
No, because I think by the time I'd kind of finished Arkham Knight, I don't think I actually got the ending of Arkham Knight.
Oh, right.
And I was
Nightfall
like,
Protocol.
I
yeah,
can't,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I was kind of burned out.
Sure. Okay.
You go back and play for like 5 more minutes in the level and screw around and you're like this. It just feels empty.
Yeah,
Whereas
I hear you, yeah.
there's so much more to do in Deus Ex right now that I'm like, oh, cool. And I want to kind of want to play through the whole story again to see if I can get a better ending because I'm a
Yeah.
lot. But I've already.
That's cool. I'm glad to see you like it.
Already started fucking that up. Already. I've already gotten into a fight with the cops. I think I killed all of them in Prague, which is probably wanted man right now. What are you gonna do? They got cool shit.
Gotta live. Gotta be Adam Jensen.
I gotta
man.
get that grenade launcher somehow.
So Nick,
Yeah.
do you recommend people play Mankind Divided?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're a fan of the series or if you're actually just jumping in, you could probably, I would say play Human Revolution first, but if you don't have the patience for that, I completely understand. I would read a summation of that.
Yeah, read the Wikipedia page.
Read the wiki page and jump in. They do a really good job of sort of like right at the beginning, obviously they tell you the big thing that happened in Human Revolution and where the world's at right now, so you get a sense of it. And spoilers, it's not a utopia, and I don't think anyone's expecting that. But yeah, definitely jump in, play it if that's the kind of game. For me, it's great. It's not that hardcore. It doesn't have that like hardcore RPG experience, right? Like you can have fun. You can literally get through the entire game without killing one person if you're really good at stealth. And I think that's pretty cool.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us, Nick.
My
Hope
pleasure.
to see you soon on the Kind of Funny Gamescast. If not, you could find Nick on Kind of Funny
That's gonna go slower than that.
over on the Game Over Grady Show on Love and Sex Stuff every Monday, 9 a.m. Colin is now going to join us for some fun. We're going to talk about some Nintendo games, some PAX games, and some other shit.